incredibly strong hero in this patch. Whereas the last, is this a game where it's like, oh, they let them get the Beastmaster, or is it a game where you look at ASM's draft and go, well, they're not actually going to be too fussed that the Beastmaster got through because they're going to feel that they will have ways to lane and deal with it?
I think both teams are pretty happy with the way the drafts went. It's just you have to play really cleanly on EXTREMUM because you are playing versus that Crystal Maiden, so your book is naturally going to get countered in the middle, like that mid game when you do start summoning. It's just going to get frostbit. It's going to get killed. It's going to be ignored inside those fights. It's about laning control. It's about getting ahead, controlling your ancients, controlling those stacks, and I think Beastmaster can do that. And he can also apply pressure. I saw them lacking some tower damage. And I think when you run Bristleback, he can hit towers, sure, but you want to have something that forces buildings, forces objectives, so that you can get ahead and stay ahead. Because you start to fall behind, you're not feeling good.
On top lane, the tri-lane setting up there for that first, but they'll get it. Monaco will now break it apart and go and obviously help his Bloodseeker down bottom. But the three of them able to find that first kill to start this game off. We're seeing the mid lane matchup. I mean, what do you expect here? It is no one on his Kunkka. Are we going to see him get a significant lead against Mello Void Spirit in the lane, or is Mello going to do okay? What do you reckon is going to come from this?
Mello has been very impressive on his Void Spirit. I think this one, I think it should go even just because of hero matchups, and I think maybe no one is just a more skilled player a little bit, but Mello has been super clutch on this hero. Every time I've seen him play for this team, he does excellent in mid lane, and his rotations are on point, and that's really what we're looking for Mello Jewel this game too, is just quick rotations, get ahead, stay ahead. That's going to be really the name of the game for all of EXTREMUM.
We'll see top lane. See how much Afterlife and Immersion can slow down Nefrit's farm. And so far...
Should be able to farm. He should just be fine up here to farm. Just with the quills, they can't actually apply too much pressure. Orb, it hurts, but you're kind of limited on mana a little bit. Even though you do have your wand charges up there, it's not as easy to apply the pressure onto a Bristle and safe lane. They're going to make sure that they block camps, though, and just... We see that Immersion already is starting to do that. And it is tough for them to get aggressive up here because there's always the Carapace, so you can't actually, make any aggressive move too much with the Bristle.
Step lively now.
See in the mid, Mello. Getting very low. How's he doing for regen? He's got the bottle. Bottle's just about to be delivered. So Mello will be able to keep himself fine in the lane.
Afterlife has missed a lot of last hits up top. He has only 5, and that's just, it's not like they've been pushing him out of lane or anything like that. He's actually he's missed significant of them. So that tri lane at the start, maybe hurting his last hits
a bit rough, yeah.
That's a bit rough, 5 to 14.
I mean,
it's gotten almost every single one.
Yeah, no, it's not like OD's a difficult hero to see. Also, right, you've got pretty good right click on this hero in the lane.
Yeah, I think Nefrit's just been outplaying him because Nefrit has literally missed 0 creeps, right? He's at 14-2. There's 2 creeps left. We're on wave number 4 that's there. So yeah, he's missed 0. So very good stuff from the Bristle at the start here.
What's happening here? G. No. So we'll see what the reason is. Of course, it was EXTREMUM initiating the pause here. Just had some FPS problems, but looks like maybe Gambit have some as well.
I wonder how bottom's going to end up doing, because we've been seeing this adaptation a lot. They pick the Beastmaster into the Crystal Maiden. It's also into Bloodright. Kind of a tough lane for the Beastmaster because they can just kill the boars and stuff. So he's going Axes. Pretty good versus those high armor heroes too, like Bloodseeker, since it is magical. Wonder how it's going to end up doing for him. Might hurt him in the long run, but we'll maybe see him just switch up and anyway get like 2 points in the boar now, and they look to play aggressive in the lanes. But yeah, just have to be careful. You can feed a lot of gold down here.
There we go. Back on with the action. And yeah,
we'll get the side pull off down bottom. Monaco will try to prevent it, but unable to, even with the nuke. So now he's out of mangoes. He's going to have his courier here soon with the Bloodseeker, but can't get as aggressive as they'd like to. And Nefrit continuing to have perfect CS. I'm going to keep looking. 16-2. He hasn't missed one yet.
There we go. Afterlife. See how we get a few of these. Oh, not quite. It's definitely a slow start for him, top. And I mean, as you said, but this is this is what EXTREMUM needed to happen. They've got to make sure that this Bristle does have this free farming opening and is able to get those very quick items out. And as we can see, his first one, it is going to be the hood that he's queuing up first.
He just missed his first last hit as well. So he's 19-3. He's literally only missed the one. Really solid stuff coming out from him. We see also Mello Jewel. He's only missed like 2 last hits in this laning phase too. Some really good stuff coming out from him. Same thing from Noan and bottom. They do finally get to punish Chewin. An early point in Blood Rage. Usually I don't see this. Usually I'm seeing just make 3-4 points in blood rate, 2 points in thirst. Actually goes for the early attack speed.
Well, I mean, it helped him chase for the kill there.
Yep. Very rarely see that though. That's cool. I like when people deviate a little bit outside because it is a value point. It's extremely valuable. 15% spell amp, 60 attack speed.
And we'll see Dream and Seneko able to keep good control. And make sure that Dream doesn't miss out on any creeps here from this side pool.
Double checking the runes. 3 seconds until that goes out. No one. Who's going to get lucky? Immersion will be able to snag it up. G is able to spot out that invis though as this Enchantress. And have we seen any stacks? No, no stacks just yet coming out from the side of EXTREMUM. Just playing strict laning phase, but it's working. Afterlife has 10 CS, Owen. This Bristle has 30.
I mean, this is the thing, right? Because I was thinking of Beastmaster down bottom. He's got 16. It's not too much more, but what is it? Just the fact that as an OD, if you're falling behind in lane, that it's just not a hero that you can recover that well on.
No, there's a lot of different things that could trip you up, and you're really about applying the early pressure and trying to get that tower, get your early meteor hammer. We saw Liquid try this one, and it ended up falling flat. Boxy did play it. He had an okay start, but he had the same problem actually. He missed tons of last hits in the laning phase. He got his meteor hammer late. It's gonna be the same thing for Afterlife as we do see Dream's Courier go down. Pretty big one, the boots and the Wraith Band. So they should have some better time bottom of not being chased out from this Bloodseeker now.
Absolutely, we're gonna see. Seems to be able to push Chu to the side though. This bounty rune, so we'll be able to take that away from him. And of course, over on the top side of the map, they will also manage to pick up those two as well.
And we will see the stacks. They are starting. G has begun the stacking for the Bristleback. No ancient stacks just yet, but we will see those probably come out for Chu pretty soon. He's just trying to make sure that Shoshlo has a good laning phase, and Shoshlo is. Afterlife still has and 14. And he's just not getting last hits on the waves.
There we go. He's gonna get these one. He's got a wave coming in. There we go.
There we go.
He's gonna have these. Seeing Immersion have a bit of difficulty here with G, pushing him away.
Good old Satyr. Yeah, good old Satyr just harassing him. We've seen a lot of times in mid lane when we used to see the OD picked a lot. Actually, we're seeing rotation. Kunkka, no one is trying to help out the top lane a bit. Nefrit, he stepped up a bit far. Should be in a lot of trouble.
Does it? And yeah, it's certainly well with the three of them. They can burst through Nefrit. So a much needed move there. I mean, I think no one definitely identifying where his efforts were going to be required the most.
I like that and that had to have been one of them making that call, or just they see that he's so far under the tower. Beauty about Kunkka versus heroes like Bristleback, you can just move their positioning and make it like they're even deeper than they want to be. As Seneko will go down. Melo still has an astral step to work with. No one will force it though. Okay, I think G took one of the stacks himself. He used a tornado.
He did stack that middle one, so seeing as that's gone, yeah, he must have done. That must have been
Yeah,
G.
I think and the tornado's on cooldown 40 seconds, so yeah, he must have cleared it himself.
All right, well, let's see what Nefrit does do after the hood. I mean, but does he need the Vanguard this game, or would you prefer that he skips it and goes for something a bit bigger like the Halberd?
Yeah, just go for your treads. +1, depending. I don't know if Halberd is the right choice, because that might just be too defensive. They might have to go for something bigger, but it is a pretty value Halberd game when you're playing versus Kunkka and OD. That's Chu.
Oh, they found him.
Very far up.
He'll definitely pay for this one. Not quite expecting no one and Seneko to come swinging back round. As off to the side, Shoshlo, he'll be out with the TP. Nothing to be able to put a stop to that.
Immersion takes the middle experience while no one starts making these rotations. Nyx definitely needing some levels this game. We are seeing Afterlife jungle up, and he still will have. He'll have the meteor hammer at a decent time, but man, it's gonna be. It's still pretty slow.
I was gonna say we'll have to see how much slower than the average is, because it must be behind the average, surely.
Well, it's a little biased, I feel like, because there's a lot of mid ODs where they got 5-minute meteor hammers, where off-lane ODs can't get 5-minute meteor hammers. So it won't be an awful timing. It'll be okay, but he did miss a lot of last hits, and that's the second time I've seen it. Boxy, he struggled last hitting on this hero too a bit. So seeing it a few times now as things all even out, and I feel like as a Monaco game, but you have to be very happy. Laning phase, you are actually ahead in gold. You haven't been really pressured too much. You're the ones leading the kill score. And now it's just EXTREMUM. They have to work on stacks to make sure that they actually get ahead to that point, so they can try to dictate the pace versus this heavy team fight lineup that ASM Gambit has drafted. Immersion. The goo.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He'll be all right.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And now
under
Mello,
attack.
he's going to get active as well.
See the jump here down bottom. So burst through Seneco, but the backup's here for the side of ASM Gambit. No one turns with the combo. Crashes the boat straight down onto Shashlo.
Oh, I can't wait to see the Blood Rage Kunkas. I saw he immediately threw it out onto him. The spell amp even early game is absurd on top of just the attack speed. You know, Kunka, a lot of that damage is coming out from his ghost ship and stuff, so that'll be cool if he's able to get it onto him. And now lanes are broken a bit. I'm still not seeing a crazy amount of stacks, I'll be honest with you, Owen. I want to see a little bit more coming from EXTREMUM. It's 9 minutes. I think they've only had like 2 or 3 of them.
And there we go. The Meteor Hammer now picked up. Gonna drop it down on G. Nah, but not quite enough damage to take down the Enchantress, as G will live.
But it was value. He hit the tower with it too. You know, those are the best
That's
type
true.
of Meteor Hammers. Gotta hit the 2 of them. As now rotation's coming, they're gonna break that bottom lane. They don't want to keep the Bloodseeker down there, and they want to be able to get this tower here, so... They said Monaco, they're the ones making that first kind of big move to pressure the tower, it feels. Which you want to have EXTREMUM be doing.
No, absolutely.
Shotwell, he'll summon the book, but yeah, they got to start really pushing the issue on EXTREMUM and just get those stacks going, start getting some better map control, because this is not the place you want to be in with this draft.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We'll see Nefrit move himself over to mid, starting putting pressure on. We're going to see G.
Radiant's bottom
Will
tower
be found by Immersion. They're closing the gap with no one. He's not got the X mark up, but Immersion has got some nice body blocks here, leaving no escape for G. He'll pop the stick. He's still running. He's got to be careful around these creeps. If they find the angle for the Tidebringer, and he will. Drags them back.
But
No one. Does get jumped upon, but the boat's already out. He's going to have to buffer from the rum, and time's been bought for the rest of ASM Gambit to come across. They've got the full 5-man here, as they're looking for Nefrit. See if Chu can protect him. Turns with the stun onto Immersion, but Dream just chases in. As one more hit will do it. Nefrit, can he get out of it? No, Dream, he's got the movement speed. He's running down the bristle, but the Remnant actually pulls Dream back. They're actually able to save Nefrit, as they'll keep him fine. Chu comes in with a stun to break the Meteor Hammer combo, but that won't be enough to save Melojoul. So Melojoul still goes down, but they do manage to save Nefrit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's what we were talking about, that big invasion from Gambit is they have this big team fight composition. You know, they have a lot of stronger actual ultimates to be able to invade versus this weak Lion Enchantress early on. They just run right through. Beastmaster didn't turn up though. Shashlo, he was farming himself. He took the bottom tower, finished his book 3, and he's or book 2, and he's about to actually have the book 3. So, you know, a little bit of a trade-off that he made the call for, not showing and turning up to the fight. Sacrifices Melojoul. But if he's able to do a lot with the book 3, could be worth it as Nefrit.
Oh, they've got the opening. No, it's not enough damage, of course, from Immersion alone. They turn with a jump. Immersion is going to get burst down by the finger. Also, a CM ult quickly put to a stop, as the 2 supports end up walking into the full siege here of EXTREMUM. They'll lose their lives for it.
Nice little hit. ASM Gambit, though, they do keep the tower alive. They do sacrifice their 2 supports for it. But EXTREMUM, they have to back away now and just go for farming rather than actually sieging a tower. So kind of a little bit of a weird trade-off where, you know, your supports die, but I don't think you're too unhappy as ASM Gambit because of that, because you did save that tower. And now you can go and punch back as now there's no finger, no roar, and no book. So you can apply your own pressure. And these Meteor Hammers, they will start to really trickle down these towers. Another one down to about 550 HP. And Shashlo, he's got book 3. And now they are working on some ancient stacks for Nefrit. And I didn't see what item he did queue up. I see he has the Ogre Axe. So it's either, I don't want him to do BKB, might be needed versus OD, but it's either that BKB or that Halberd / SNY kind of strat that we've seen from these bristles. Probably SNY actually.
Yeah, it's going to be SNY or Halberd for sure.
I think so.
I think, yeah, BKB would be, that would feel a bit rough.
Way too early. Yeah, that would be GG pretty much. Like if they just lose 2 fights with BKB, it's just game over. So yeah, definitely going to go for Halberd or SNY as we see again. Yeah. They get the mid tower and they get a kill. And Shashlo, he just continues to play around bottom for the most part as this Beastmaster.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dream and no one getting very farmed though.
So Nefrit's just going Sage into Heart.
All right, we're seeing some strength heroes do this, right? The full tanky boy. You know, the full, you know, as much strength as you can buy really as soon as you can buy it.
So I won't wait till that, but G, again, being found out. The Torrent is off the mark, the stun too, but the boat connects. They'll have the damage.
I'll drop the ult. I mean, Soneko's going to be able to farm a little stack. Yeah.
Very nice.
He doesn't mind going down here. Got the stack, and he'll give his life for the time being brought for the rest of his team to get out of there.
So Owen,
you don't like the build?
I don't like the heart because you're playing versus Bloodseeker, and he can just go shard, and then he does 2% of your max health as pure damage.
Okay,
And
so
then your max health it goes against you pretty hardcore.
So then you're saying against the Bloodseeker that the money that you spent on a Sange and a Heart would have been better spent in just a Halberd?
Yeah, I feel like it. And also the Halberd versus OD is just super effective at all stages. And I mean, the evasion's really nice in this game, but hey, we'll see if it pays off for him. I mean, he's going to go for it. It's going to take him a long time to get there. And that's not really what their draft wants, is to wait. Their draft wants to be playing fast, getting a lead. And all this time bought, I feel like for Gambit, is just playing into their hands.
No, we'll see. I mean, maybe they feel, you know, if he can get the heart and then, you know, this sort of Beastmaster line, you know, they've got a lot of lockdown, a lot of single target. If they can just control the Bloodseeker, then with the Sange and the heart and the hood, the rest of ASM Gambit are going to struggle to kill him, surely. Like, you're going to need a lot of damage to burst through that amount of HP. And do the other heroes around it offer that? Or you do think that they do offer that?
I think they will be able to, especially if they get like a Spirit Vessel. He has no way to dispel a Spirit Vessel, and they are like Immersion's going Vessel. So I feel like this Bristle build is not going to work out, as we see ASM Monaco, they're smoking up, looking for the Bristle. Bit of a tough target. He is still kind of tanky. They're going to start working on it.
They're going to try for the setup. The hammer, straight down into the boat, over to the side. They'll take down Chu. There's no one. He's got the X on Melojure. They've got follow-up. Going to try and dodge the pullback with the Yules, and he'll be able to do so. He's still got to step in and dissimulate, so they can't chase.
Okay, and it's just an invasion play to get a ward down. Didn't actually have the damage to be able to kill the Bristle at this point. Get a nice support kill. And also, I touched on it earlier about Dream's skill build, where he got the early point in Blood Rage. He maxed it. He only has 1 point in Blood Rage. We really don't see this. So that's a really cool adaptation that he's gone for.
All right.
He is just the carry Bloodseeker.
Yeah. And I guess, would you say sort of having the Blood Rage maxed over the Blood Rage, does that actually speed up your farming compared to sort of spamming the Blood Rage to clear camps? You know, just going for the boost of your right-click potential?
It probably does, in a way.
With the
Depending on how stacks and all that happen, you probably do farm faster. As Afterlife, the Book 3 is able to run him down. Yeah, it's with Maelstrom, you know, you clear these camps really quick, so it's cool. 30% spell lamp, 150 attack speed, pretty crazy ability.
See Arcane Rune grabbed here for the next engagement, as they're looking to smoke up and keep playing fast. You know, if they are able to continue to play faster than EXTREMUM is, as we say, this is going to make life very hard for EXTREMUM.
Mellow, I don't think he knows.
Got the setup. As Immersion, he's going to be ready with the stun coming out of this, and they've got him perfectly locked down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice little smoke coming out from the side of Gambit again. Swooping out, getting that kill. They have so much information because they have this ward that was placed around the Ancients. They even actually see the courier pass right through it, so they know Beastmaster's down here potentially still. And they do see the Bristleback, so they know they can make any aggressive move. If they see anybody, they'll go for the kill. As now even Chu shows himself mid, so Afterlife, he's like, come here, Lion.
They're just
going to go for any kill because they're showing so much info on EXTREMUM.
Chu's very, very close to the Blink Dagger, so he's going to want to make sure he's careful. As he will have that jump, and that's going to be very handy, you know, against heroes like the OD trying to set up for this Meteor Hammer combo. If it's ever not Chu that's getting gone on, he's going to be able to break that setup.
Yeah, or potentially even just burst down the Kunkka. Like, they have one person control the OD, and then the Lion, either Lion control OD or the rest control Kunkka, is to prevent that RUM, prevent the save from the OD. Now they will have chances. The fights still look like they're going to be quite hard for them. They have to do a lot better execution in comparison to Gambit. Well, I feel some Gambit, they could just like walk in and cast their spells. EXTREMUM has a very specific way that they have to take the fights. And it's not going to get any easier, as no one... He's got a BKB about to be finished on this Kunkka, so that disable that we're talking about, they might run out of the... They might run out of the timing pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't, even if they do find the opening, it's going to be very hard to burst him. Unless they throw literally everything. Raw, finger, the whole kit onto this Kunkka. As he's very
and it's
tanky.
Also... Dream also has BKB, so ASM Gambit is super ready to fight this, and they seem to be pretty aware. Look at Afterlife's position. EXTREMUM trying to sneak, but... Let's see, Immersion.
Oh, they're going to go on him, but he gets the Carapace off. Out-turn, they'll drop the boat down onto Shashlo. No one's got the Tidebringer hit coming in as well as the Sanity's Eclipse. They take down the Beastmaster. See what they can turn for more as they have the X-Mark Torrent combo down onto G. Dream runs down the Enchantress, finishes them off as they've taken out 2. They're looking for Chu as well, as they'll have the Astral into the Hammer, as Chu also to fall slowly. I mean, he'll buy himself a little time, but the Meteor Hammer damage ticks him down, and now with Nefrit alone, he's going to try for the TP out. It's too much damage coming in too fast here by this Blood Rage Bloodseeker. DD Rune as well for no one for the next play, but a fight where they lose 4 and they don't get anything, as SM Gambit now 15 to 6, 6k lead. You know, you said at the start you needed to see EXTREMUM hit that timing. It is starting to look like that's just not going to be possible in that moment. Even if it was there, has passed this game.
Yeah, ASM Gambit actually hit their timings. Double BKB timing all around this. They get the perfect setup where the Nyx runs in, leads the charge. He just gets astraled during the roar, and the whole fight is over from there. EXTREMUM, they can't actually run into this gigantic squad versus with double BKB, and Spirit Vessel's done. They've got everything they need. It really feels like EXTREMUM. They missed their timing. It's a hard draft to make work with this Bristle, but they had to stack more. They're going to get some of these little trade kills, but the big team fights are going to be so complicated for them to actually...
Shashlo, again? But this time he might get away with, at least not losing his life for it. But Immersion very quick on the spike carapace each time Shashlo tries to go for a roar.
They're just farming his book, though. That's Seneko killed the book the last fight, got a nice, like, 300 gold. Now the Kunkka just killed the 2 of them off, got another 300 gold for him. Immersion.
Dream with the Rupture. Bloodbright Silence as well. He needs help. He needs it now. He's taken a lot of damage. And indeed, Ruptured. He's got nowhere to go. He'll jump to the side. He'll try and run as the Rupture ends. But Afterlife's got the catch. Astral's down. Holds him in position. As Dream able to claim another. No one already sweeping in from the side. He's running down Shashlo. With his haste rune.
He knows how strong he is. Look at this.
Shashlo can't do anything against this. No roar. Nothing to put a stop to him. As no one just goes charging in. 8-0-4. You know, he is indeed a very, very strong Kunkka player, and we're seeing him have a very good game here. No problems at all so far here for no one.
No, he's fixed the problems that was happening with ASM Gambit, right? Like the top situation where the OD was having struggles, no one made the quick rotation, saved the lane. He's really been the one that's just been doing everything, it feels like, for ASM Gambit. Him and Immersion are just leading the charge, finding all these kills, not letting EXTREMUM have any hope in this game, as it's an 8k gold lead, and just it really does feel like it's just gonna get worse and worse from here for this poor Bristleback, who he's gonna get his heart, but I feel like it's gonna just play into ASM Gambit. There's still no shard purchased for Dream, at least, but I think as soon as he sees that, he'll buy a shard.
We'll see. Mid lane. Are they going to be able to get Seneko? Well, with the finger. They certainly will. Bit of money for Nefrit, and that will be his heart. Interesting to see what he goes after the heart, though. Like,
I don't know.
What could he go to sort of redeem the game? Like, what? Just some straight damage item? I mean, what are you buying on this carry Bristle to...
Do you go AC? Do you go Abyssal? Like, I don't know, because he has 8 armor, too, so it's like he's tanking from the back, but if he starts getting him in the front, even by Bloodseeker or Kunkka, that damage is going to hurt. Like, he has to solve so many different problems. That's the thing. It's like, that's why these carry Bristles can sometimes just fall flat if they don't have a huge lead.
I mean, I think you're right. I think Abyssal would be the best option to have sort of an aggressive impact in the fights, but I feel like he's going to be tempted to just go for sort of the S&Y or even a BKB. You know, dread it, but we'll see. We'll see what way Nefrit feels that he needs to go now.
It just doesn't feel good anything he really gets.
No,
right? Like
it's hard.
BKB, it might feel decent because it helps him survive, but is he actually going to kill anybody? I feel like their damage is just going to be gone then. If he goes Abyssal, then he has chances of just dying.
I think he's got to be...
damage.
Yeah, but at least he can get the jump, you know.
Yeah.
And have the chance to just sort of spam his spells and punch into someone. And fight back.
Not an easy choice.
No.
At least Dream, for him, you know, Dream still does not have the shard. He does not have that Blood Rage shard, so the Bristle will be tanky versus that Bloodseeker still a bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
He'll get the catch.
Well, they'll have their kill here. Actually blowing the roar. He might be able to bring down the OD with the summons,
Nope.
but no, the Tidebringer clears him out. Afterlife's going to be fine. And yeah, unfortunately for Shasta, just another roar that's not really been able to achieve much here this game.
No, and he played a lot for his own game. You know, he played bottom for the first like 15 or so minutes before swinging to help his team, and yeah, he's 1-4. He hasn't had the best impact in the game either.
Yeah, things have really sort of turned around. You know, Afterlife, after having a pretty rough start farming in the lane, he's having a much greater time playing this OD from the offlane 3-1 and 7. And you know, as we've seen, he's been finding some great catches in these mid-game fights.
They're just doing much better team moves, while EXTREMUM, it's all about like these single people making these attempts. Like Melojo and Chul, they go with a 2-man attempt onto Dream, but
That's getting rough.
they don't have Finger. They used it earlier, so they don't have the damage by any means, and Gambit just swings with multiple heroes. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot better team play coming out from Gambit today. EXTREMUM, they looked pretty split up in this game. Things really fell apart pretty quickly, and now it's just, you can see them just really all over the places. Effort will queue up the AC.
Okay.
I thought it has to be one of these options, but it just doesn't feel great.
No, I mean, I guess that is the thing, right? Anything that you would have gone for now would have been a bit meh.
Yeah, and he's stalked already. Immersion's on top of him with the OD. They've got Spirit Vessel at the ready. They've got Shivas even on Kunkka too, so HP regen reduction. Nefrit.
Let's see what they can do. Still a DD going as well on no one. So drag Nefrit back. Let's see if this Sanjin Heart can buy him enough time for backup to come in. As it is buying time. He will live.
55 HP per second through Vessel and Shivas. That's kind of nuts.
Let's see Dream. He's going to try and chase down kills here with the BKB. Turning for G. See if he can quite finish this off as G will indeed go down. Now, see who Dream wants to turn towards. They're actually giving some space here to the Bristol. So holding back once more in the river. They'll take down Chu. There's now 4 versus the 3. See if ASM Gambit can get another catch. Torrent, not quite going to clip Nefrit, so Nefrit will live. I mean, he is tanky. He is tanky.
He's like 100 HP regen before he's hit by everything. When he has the Vessel and the Shiva's effect on him, it's still 56 per second or 53 per second. It's still pretty damn high. And he did pick up the plate mail, so he's a little tankier. Yeah, he's a bit of a problem to kill, but he's not really dishing any damage out at all.
Straight to the bottom with you.
As the rest of his team is starting to get run down, but they do find Immersion for a second.
See if they can burst him. Well, not quite. The Spike Carapace comes out in time. They turn with the bow, and Melojul's going to lose his life for that attempt. Shashlo, he pops the roar out onto Afterlife, but there's no follow-up. And Shashlo's just going to go down once again.
They can't even get Immersion. These few times, it looks like they might get a trade kill or something, but they end up losing 2 cores, and then Gambit just chasing for more. Can't quite catch anything else, but yeah, nothing going the ways of EXTREMUM, it feels like, this game.
Gambit looking on very good form here so far with this opening game.
Yeah, and I like their itemization a lot, what they've gone for in this one. Just early BKBs, good damage with the armlet, and then just all about addressing the Bristleback, Spirit Vessel, Shivas, etc. As Dream still hasn't bought a shard. I'm very surprised he hasn't on this Bloodseeker, but he's just going for his own other items. As a version.
This time he should die.
This time he should go down.
And that will put a stop to the push from ASM Gambit. But, you know, again, not necessarily a team that's in a rush this game. With how well their cores are farming. Dream and no one in particular still in a very solid spot. No one very, very close to having the Aghanims done.
The fun. As he's got both the Torrent talents as well, so he's very prepared to have that. That's going to make these fights pretty impossible, because there's no BKBs on the horizon even for the side of EXTREMUM, except, I mean, Beastmaster's BKB, but that's way later on. And this Torrent Storm is going to be really effective. Team fights have already been pretty impossible for EXTREMUM. Throw that into the mix. Oof.
Now we see Nefrit finding the Paladin sword, so it's going to get an extra bit of benefit from all this health regen. Now up to 110 HP per second.
I think Dream may have forgotten about his shard, I'll be honest with you, because it's just such a value shard pickup on the Bloodseeker versus this Bristle, but he's still not buying it.
I mean, is it effectively now at this stage more damage than the Skadi if you take into account the reduction of the HP regen that the Skadi's going to allow him to do with the hits?
I guess if he's affected by all of them, right, they don't stack additively, they stack
what
multiplicatively, so it'll be less effective.
2% of the target's max health is pure damage. So how much is 2% of Bristol's HP? That's what? 1% is 3.55.
Like 80.
Wait, no, it's 35. Yeah, so you're right. So it's about...
Yeah, I'm saying that, yeah.
So it's 70 pure damage per hit. Which... I don't know, I feel it's not as impressive as it sounds. But maybe it is. I don't know.
They're getting the lockdown actually on Dream. His Aegis is expiring in about a minute. They will get the kill on Immersion. Onto Seneko.
No one's coming in though. I get the boat crashing down onto G. The Torrent Storm's out. And this time around, EXTREMUM Gambit, they are the ones that have to run. Dream's not in fighting condition, as he's already very low. As they will have to respect EXTREMUM here. And no one.
Oh, no one?
He might not actually get away. They get the grab here with the Remnant. See if they can take him out as they jump in. They're actually able to move over towards Afterlife as well. No one trying his best with the armlet toggles.
Toggling?
It's not enough though. No one goes down. EXTREMUM actually able to find a very, very good hit back here against EXTREMUM Gambit.
They can't actually kill the Bristle. He's actually just running right through them. And now we do have Melojewel. He's gotten his Ags. He's actually gotten a decent timing on his items, even though he's had such a rough game. He's able to apply a lot of damage in that fight. Wow.
I mean, maybe it's working.
He's gonna get reclaimed.
Just this full, the full tanky boy Bristle.
Maybe. He also gets the level 20 talent too. So look at this, 140 HP per second. It was 100 before, but now with Paladin Sword and that talent, jumps up even more.
I mean, it is a lot of HP per second.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, let's see that. They're going up to the base.
High ground.
Yeah. He's going to have the AC and a couple of 100 gold.
All right, now it's like, even though it's a 9k advantage on Gambit, now the pressure's a little bit onto you because this Bristle's just pretty unkillable, and they're smoked on the side waiting to catch somebody here on EXTREMUM. They pop the drum. They're going to go for the snag while no one's still dead.
They get the jump onto Immersion. Defensive Astral being used, but they're losing their axe.
They really are.
It is working. Choose it with the burst. They're able to blow up Immersion.
Oh my god.
The range racks are gone. Can Nefrit stick around for more? Buyback will come out. They're looking for the setup onto Nefrit. Going to come back into the Torrent. Can they actually kill him, though? He is out of mana. Let's Dream. Will be hexed. Grabbed by the Remnant as well. Boat coming down. They're going to put the BKB in. Yeah, with everything thrown down, there they can kill him. It takes a lot, but it gets the job done. And of course, as soon as the Bristle's gone, everyone else at EXTREMUM has to run. Melojewel going for the TP out, but they've caught him.
Oh.
They'll find the angle. Stuns are out. And they'll also manage to take down the Void Spirit. So it takes a lot, but they can get the job done, and they will keep the melee rack safe. So what we got here?
Let's read this.
120, blood TC for 206 damage right now. After 40% barrier select disruption, it's 122 damage. 19 armor gives 53% damage reduction.
So yes, he should buy it, is what I read.
Okay, so you're saying he's hitting for 58 damage. The shard would give him pretty much the plus 70 pure damage to be hitting for 120.
It also, I think people forget, it heals you also for whatever you hit for.
Yeah,
it heals you for a lot. Yep. So you can stand your ground. So, I mean, either way, he's going to go for Scotty. It's still a good pickup versus all this HP reduction. You know, I still think it's a very valuable pickup for him to get the shard. He's omitting from it. And they still do have the ways to deal with Bristol. Yeah, seeing Afterlife, he still is able to do crazy damage versus him, but
let's have a look. Because also, so Mr. Stat Person. So then you're hitting the Bristle for 120 damage, but the Bristle has 140 HP regen. So how much will the Scotty take away from that 140 HP regen? So the health regen,
you have to assume that the Scotty is not being applied if he's being applied by Vessel and by the other one, because they don't stack additively, they stack multiplicatively, so it actually becomes less effective when he has Scotty effect and Vessel and Shiva's on the Bristle, you know what I mean?
Are you sure they don't stack additively for regen reduction?
There's no way you can get to 100% HP reduction.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, you get what I mean? Yeah.
But, so it's 40% reduction. So what's 40% of 140? That's 10, 140, so it's like 56, so 56 minus that. So he's going to be down, so you're taking 56 HP regen away. So
if we were actually just doing the math right now.
So then you're effectively doing an additional 56. You could say you're doing 56 more pure damage. Well, I guess it depends how frequently you're hitting him. Are you hitting more than once per second? You are hitting more than once per second. So then, yeah, the Shard would be better than the Skadi in damage. But then you're getting more damage from the stats of Skadi. So you're adding a plus 20.
Cheese to everything. It's
probably close. It's probably close.
They find no one, but they have the Astral immediately. Nefrit. Get controlled. They get the roar.
He's going to roar no one for now. And no one did have the BKB off in time. So he's able to get his spells off. They've lost Melojul. No one's able to step out to the side. He's going to get away. And now can they turn and kill Nefrit? Chu offers up a good stun from the side, catching the two of them, but the torrent's already out.
The Astral.
It did. It saved him from the burst of the finger. Keeps Immersion alive. As now they'll look to run him down. Dream is going to go for Shashlo first. Shashlow's the easy one. No BKB left and the bash is coming in. Shashlo will go down. And they've got the catch. As they're holding Nefrit in position. Can they kill him? Let's have a look here. They drag him back.
They sure can.
And they will be able to getting round to the front of the Bristol. They'll smash him in the face.
They even got the roar on no one on the low ground, but Melojul got so split up in the fight. I think he just gets ruptured and just gets focused down, and Bloodseeker Basher comes into play, where he's able to just control Melojul. And yeah, Bristleback may be tanky, but we're really seeing he's just not doing the damage. He's able to just stand and run around inside the fights, but they just kite him, mana burn him, Astral him, mana burn Astral. And the poor Bristle can't actually stick on targets. They need Melojul to be the damage applier.
Skadi is, it's going to be done here. It's going to go for finishing the Abyssal after the Skadi.
Yep.
So still yet to see if he's forgotten about the Shard, because that'll be the once he has the Skadi and the Abyssal, if he doesn't get the Shard then you can definitely say he's forgotten about it.
Yeah, probably.
Because then there's literally nothing else to buy. Well, other than Moon Shard and eating an Aghanim's. But that, you know, that would definitely not come before picking up a Shard on the Bloodseeker, so we'll see.
I like how we were comparing a 5,000 gold item to a 1,400 gold item. It's my favorite.
Oh, that's true. Well, you didn't mention that. We've got to mention all the factors into the argument. That's true. And then absolutely the Shard is a million times better. You just won the argument with that one fact that we totally glossed over. That wins the argument. Yeah, it's 1,400 gold. Yep, and it doesn't take up an item slot. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
There's definitely merit.
So yeah, that whole, you're absolutely right. It says it. Yeah. There's no contest. It's, yeah.
Gambit doesn't need it though, right? You know that's what they're showing.
I guess that's what they're showing.
They probably understand just the idea of the game too. Is probably what they're always just thinking about in this game. It's just like, we're playing versus Bristleback. They haven't hit their timing. We've hit our timing. We're in a great, comfortable spot. We don't need to worry so much about all these little, tiny, nitty-gritty things at this point. And we're just playing a game of Dota versus a lineup that's supposed to snowball, and they didn't.
Yeah, it's a 21k ahead right now. Very comfortable here, SM Gambit. A little bit of a hiccup there in that one fight that they did lose, but other than that, just getting further and further ahead. Well, hang on. Melo's got to get out of here. There's a lot up on the high ground. Dream. He's wrapping around from the side. He's going to start with the Rupture.
He got the Rupture again.
Onto Melojul. That's going to limit what Voice Spirit can really do. He's out to the side with the Dissimulate. As Nefrit, he's going to be the focus. They're moving in on him. And they're bringing him down pretty quickly. He's down to half HP. Now drop the ult. They're trying to turn and burst through the Bloodseeker, but Dream, he's still good to go. As Nefrit will go down. Dream can now turn towards his next target as he's over towards G. G to also fall. As now the rest of EXTREMUM, they've got to run. They've got to get out of here. Melojul, but that Shard Dissimulate is off to the side.
He hits him. The Carapace connected on himself.
Wait, how did the... Yeah, what did it... What? Because he didn't jump anywhere near the Nyx Assassin. What damage? Oh, the Cloak of Flames, dude.
Oh,
nice spot there from Scriff. Thanks for that.
Radiant.
Oh my God! It still looked like he was out of range of it, but wow, that actually clips him, and yeah, he's brought down because of it now.
That's. I mean, after seeing that, I think take the Cloak of Flames on a Void Spirit in a game against Nyx Assassin. That's kind of a. You probably don't want that neutral item anymore. You know, this ain't no Radiance. You can't toggle it. As we'll see it again, it just, Nefrit, he lives for a long time, but pretty much, 90% of the fights we're seeing them still be able to bring him down. Yeah. The Bristol can't quite do it at this point.
Melo was ruptured the entirety of it, right? He was ruptured the whole time on that right side. He just couldn't get into actually do anything. He has to just watch the Bristle, and then the Torrent Storm is flying. They can't walk in with their supports because that's like the ultimate counter to poor supports in the game.
There we go, look.
It's now to the base.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Must have been just on the edge of the radius of the Cloak of Flames.
Right?
Yeah.
That was crazy how it connected. Shashlo trying to buy some time for his team. He will be able to BKB TP out.
Hey, and he's got the shard.
He bought it? Okay, so
He
didn't
did.
forget.
He didn't forget. He just didn't feel the necessity to have it earlier in his build. And absolutely understandably, you know, they're smashing the game so far. So now he has got it. Now life is going to be, as we've been discussing, very, very hard for the Bristle. It's going to be a good damage increase against this tanky boy.
Man, no one is so rich.
I mean, he's had a great game, right? Only died the once. 10,
Yep.
1 and 15.
Got two level
Shiva's
25s
Hex.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all massive. Like even Afterlife, after a bit of a rough lane, like we said, you know, missing those last, 5 1 and 12. He's huge as well.
Nice.
And his saves have been pretty on point, except like maybe one Astral I think he messed up in the mid lane, but besides that, he's been always in the right place to be able to back up and stop like the roar aggression that's been coming out from EXTREMUM.
And Minotaur Horn as well for Noah. One of the nicer ones as the Kunkka.
Oof. And Dream has a full Abyssal now too, 11, 0, and 8. Nefrit, he's actually shown himself outside the base. He could just die out here.
He's looking very dead. And we are indeed seeing, you know, those hits definitely doing that a little bit more now with the shard going. As they can just run them down one by one with the Bristle gone. There isn't much at all for them to fight around, and they're going to call it. They know it's gone kind of far past the point that their lineup would have been able to hit the timing. As ASM Gambit, a very good showing here in this first game, as they really didn't give any chances for EXTREMUM to get the momentum going early at all.